Hello there. I see my overpaid and underworked security have once again failed at preventing you from entering my home and accosting me while I attempt to enjoy a quiet evening of watching lobster knife fighting on Vietnamese satellite television. Well, I guess since you're here now, I can keep you entertained by telling you ridiculous, mostly fabricated stories that are definitely real about the world, while we wait several minutes for the police to arrive as a result of me pressing a panic button. Until then, let's talk about some entertainment news. After pulling in record views, the Amber Heard-Johnny Depp trial has been picked up by Netflix and renewed for a second season, after it was revealed that this trial successfully distracted the public from paying attention to this year's World Economic Forum meeting at Davos, which was very boring and didn't have its own suspicious police force, nor did it conclude that most of humanity will be regarded as useless eaters that must be placated with video games and pornography until they can be safely removed to help usher in the Great Reset. The second season of the Depp-Heard trial will see the charismatic Johnny Depp returning to his role as Johnny Depp, while Amber Heard will be replaced with diverse popular actress and television star Moses Ingram. How will Johnny Depp avoid all new charges of racist domestic abuse in this new film misogynoir drama? You'll have to tune in to find out. Political news. A former Clinton staffer and aide has been found dead, having committed suicide by shooting themselves in the chest with a full-length shotgun and shortly thereafter hanging themselves from a tree by the neck until dead. The shotgun was then later found having been wiped clean and disposed of by the victim in a river 2 miles away from the location of their hanging. An investigator hired by the family of the victim looking into the suicide stated, "This is going too far. After all these years and so many times, these so-called suicides are obviously the Clintons having people brutally murdered in increasingly ridiculous ways and then laughing about how they are declared suicides. They are obviously getting off on how much power they wield and feel they are untouchable. This needs to be stopped." After making these statements, the investigator fell into a deep depression and was later found to have killed himself by dropping a piano on his head from the top of a building, and shortly thereafter using a hacksaw to cut his body into 5 pieces and distributing them amongst dumpsters in the New York City area, that when viewed from above on a map, form an inverted pentagram. The investigator's family have come forward under no duress or threat to issue statements about the investigator's 24-hour history of stress and mental illness that contributed to this tragic suicide. Health news. Monkeypox, an alleged STI of unknown origin that is not overrepresented in any particular community, has found itself at the center of a group of people identifying themselves as the BIPOX community. The BIPOX community, consisting almost entirely of bisexual and homosexual men, has declared that they will not be stigmatized for having and openly sharing a disease, despite medical experts' claims that their lifestyle is harmful to themselves and others. In a post to social media, representatives of the BIPOX community stated, "It is our duty to f*** and to drink cum. It is our duty to sin." Physics news. Visible light has come under fire from critics citing the ability of light to cause reflections off highly polished surfaces, thus resulting in people being able to see themselves. This physical manifestation of the self viewed elsewhere has been likened by some influencers to the phenomenon of reposting on apps such as TikTok. As a result of visible light causing people to be able to witness themselves and their behavior, causing great distress to people, progressive influencers have banded together to cancel the visible light spectrum. In response to this, internet activists have successfully doxed the visible light spectrum, revealing its name and home address as being the Sun. After receiving threats of violence from online activists, the Sun has gone into hiding for fear of violent retribution. Thank you for once again breaking and entering into my home and holding me hostage so as to force me to tell you silly, mostly fabricated but entirely believable stories about how absurd the world really is. Your attempt at initiating Stockholm Syndrome has failed. Please enjoy your stay in whatever fetid hellhole dungeon the police who have just arrived take you to. Now get off my property and stay your court-ordered at least 500 meters away from me at all times.